If you're a fan of Giselle, Robyn, or Ashley, go on and turn this video off. You're not going to like anything that I have to say about any of those raggedy ass hussies. Hi everybody, it's Ty with Tested with Ty, and I'm coming to you for the first time with a review for a reality TV show. I don't think I've ever reviewed one. So after talking to my girl, My Twisted Life TV with poetry over there, she does review Real Housewives of Potomac, and I told her I was thinking about just jumping in on the reunions and reviewing these shows. And I don't know how that's going to work for my channel. You know, I'm still trying to pick up traction in general. And, you know, people kind of are already definitely now by the end of the season, you know, they know who they watch for reviews or whatever. So I'm just going to give this a try and review the reunion for Real Housewives of Potomac. It's season 3, reunion part 1. And I'm thankful that they're only doing a 2-part reunion. I hate 3-part reunions for any of these reality shows. Rarely do any of these shows have enough beef for a season. And I don't mean like static with each other. I just mean like enough meat, you know, for a season to really need to hash things out for 3 shows. You know, they usually like spend too much time showing everybody arriving at the venue and then getting ready. And I'm so glad that they skipped all of that and just took it straight to the couches and, you know, got it started. So loving that. I'll be glancing at my notes every now and then and checking them out. But so let's, one of the things that I noticed that a lot of people do when they review reunions, and I do like that, is to go over the fashions, the looks, because I mean, it is, you know, they glam it up for the reunions typically. And I have to say, for me, hands down, the winner in the looks department from head to toe was Karen. I believe the oldest of the Housewives of Potomac. She brought it, hair, wig, whatever, you know, it was. And looks like she had some work done on her face. I couldn't really tell. And it might have just been makeup contouring. I'm not, you know, a makeup person or whatever, but something looked a little bit different about her face. Not bad, but just different from the rest of the season. But that dress was gorgeous on her. It was like, you know, old Hollywood glam or something. I don't know what category to put it in, but she just looked amazing. And, you know, I guess she's in her mid to late 50s. Karen was serving. I had to give it to her. Monique, I'm going to just move down from the center to the outside of each couch. Monique, I'm going to give her a pregnant pass. I did not really like her look. I like what she was going for when she was saying, you know, she's kind of, you know, Wakanda forever. I like the concept of her hair, but it looked like a bit much. And, you know, she needed to get something. So, I mean, she looked elegant enough. I just didn't like that dress on her. And I think that for the most part, Monique dresses pretty well, but I wasn't feeling that. Candace, the Rookie of the Year, I love the yellow on her. I always love when darker women wear yellow. I love seeing Kenya Moore in yellow, and she was giving me, you know, a bit of that vibe, you know, plus being, you know, the whole pageant queen thing. I like the color on her. The dress is okay. It seemed to kind of swallow her up a little bit. Candace is small, great body, and I wish that she would have like worn something that shown off her figure. Glad that she didn't go slutty or anything, but Candace, her body puts all of those women's bodies to shame, and I would have liked to have seen her, you know, as the young, sassy thing, you know, come out in something that revealed a little bit more of her curves, but she still looked nice. Didn't really understand the shoes with the outfit, but she looked good. And over on the couch with the bitches, I can't even say anything now, and I'm pretty objective. I can't even really say anything good about how they looked. Giselle looked tired. Now, this is puzzling to me about Giselle since season 1, because I think that Giselle is a naturally beautiful woman. She's a pretty woman, pretty features, all that. She seems to always get it wrong with her hair, her fashions, her makeup. I'm not a makeup girl. You all know that. I don't know shit about makeup. If I were, Giselle is the last person I would be wanting to purchase a makeup line from, a makeup product from her line. I mean, I'm waiting for her to find the right hue for herself, Miss Every Hue. I wasn't feeling anything about her look. Her dress seemed ill-fitting. The color was okay, but it just didn't seem like it was doing the right thing at the top. Nice, she's showing some legs, I guess. She has a nice figure. But to have so much natural beauty and to always get your look wrong, I don't understand that. Then who was next to her? Was it Ashley or Robyn? I think Ashley was sitting next to Giselle. Typical Ashley with the hair. I love her natural hair. I will say that. The dress didn't look like anything special. It looked like a place, you would get it from a place where you go to find a cheap quinceañera dress. It didn't look like money, Robyn, I like the haircut, and I've seen it look better in other pictures. I did not like the way that her hair was styled for the reunion. It did look cheap, and it kind of looked like a wig. People were asking, kind of debating, is that a wig? Is that a real hair? She says, she got it cut to spice up her love life with her live-in ex-husband, but I just wasn't feeling the way that it was styled on the reunion. Didn't like her dress either. Something about Robyn, like I think last year she had like the long, maybe she added in some extensions for the reunion, and she looked more feminine. Robyn is a pretty girl, but she does have some masculine features about her, and even the way that her body is built. She can look kind of tomboyish or even boyish without really trying. So I wasn't really impressed, with Robyn either. Andy looked nice. He, usually does. So they just jumped right into it. Does Karen live in Great Falls? And it's a toss-up for me. Karen, I think, has been lying, about a lot of things since season 1. And this particular season, because she had so much going on, with Ray's, taxes being an issue, with both of her parents obviously being very ill to the point that they are both dead by the time that we get to the filming of this reunion. Her parents literally on their deathbeds probably the whole time that she was filming. If she is lying about where she lives, I don't really care. Anything that Karen might have been lying about this season, I really don't care. She had some real deal stuff going on. And, I don't know if she lives in that house in Great Falls. She might not. As friends, since, Robyn and Giselle especially, like to talk about their history and the friendship that they have together. Yeah, a simple knock on my door during the daytime, call me and ask me, can I come over? We want to talk. But the whole dressing up as a pizza man, and of course Robyn was the right one to dress up like a goddamn man, because she does look like one. It was just so tacky. It was so tacky. And I know that they were calling it a caper or whatever, but it was just some malicious, mean girl shit. And I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like it. So one thing though, I do wish that Karen, because obviously I think that she's at a point where she's over these girls. And, she tried to warn Candace, don't tell them everything, they'll spin things, and I'm cool with that. Nobody needs to know all of your business. These ladies call themselves friends. I say that they are co-workers. They work together on this show. They film together. They need someone to do scenes with. I don't know how close they were before the cameras came into play. Maybe they all really were true friends, and then the cameras changed it all. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm just... I don't want to call these women friends of each other. In my opinion, they are not friends, and I'm fine with Karen telling them lies. I do wish, though, that she would just say, it's none of your business, instead of lying. Just, it's none of your business, because it's not. Do people know Candace when she goes into the airports? Now Candace, I liked her. She was out of any reality show that I've seen, when someone steps into a situation where they are a new cast member of an already formed group of people, especially strictly women, I think that Candace came in and navigated it very well, better than any rookie I've ever seen. She stood up for herself. She knew when to speak, and I think she knew when not to speak, and just to take things in and not involve herself in a lot of drama. So I enjoyed Candace this season. I enjoyed most things about Candace. Does she seem to have an inflated sense of self-importance? Maybe so. And I don't know if people are really recognizing her at airports all across the country. I doubt it, but if she says it is true, I don't really care. She's saying it doesn't matter where she goes. The pageant world is very small, but, when they know you, they know you. And so, that was odd to me, though. It was odd. I won't lie. It was odd. She was Miss, she did win the title of Miss United States. I'd never heard of that pageant before, but I'm not in the pageant world. I remember Ashley shading her when she first brought Candace onto the scene, and they had the afternoon at Monique's house at the pool, and she said, something to the effect of Candace having won a title of some off-brand pageant. And I'm like, well, it may be off-brand. I don't know. At this point, Miss America and Miss USA, nobody even pays attention to those pageants. So regardless, off-brand or not, she won the title. She won the crown. So I give it to her. But do I think that people know Candace and are stopping her like, oh my gosh, Candace? I doubt it, but let that girl have her reality. Now, Monique and Ashley in this whole drinking situation. I think that it's conceivable that Ashley could have been telling the truth about Monique having had 4 drinks. Monique says that she had 2. Maybe the reality is somewhere in the middle and she had 3. I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think that it really matters much. I do think that Ashley went and spread the truth, whether it was honestly the truth or not, in order to be messy. Ashley is just a messy person. Monique did come across looking a bit like an alcoholic this season, or looking like she really enjoys her alcohol, maybe a bit much. Not necessarily an alcoholic, but we saw the season play out, so I don't need to go over the instances. Her having the bottle of wine when she and her husband went to get pedicures. It was just that's all. And I'm guessing editing might have played a part in that. But to think that people were, coming in her social media comments saying that she had a miscarriage because she's an alcoholic, that's sad, but I guess that's just part of the game of being in reality TV. People feel like they know you, they feel like they know your business, and they feel emboldened to talk to you about your own life, however they want to. So at any rate, I'm glad that I hate that she had the miscarriage, but I'm glad that she and her husband are expecting now. Monique by herself, I can take her or leave her, but when she is with her husband, I think that he balances her out well, and I like seeing them together. Now, Giselle and Monique in this whole first class situation on the trip to Cannes. Karen, thank you for calling it out and just saying that, Giselle, no matter what Monique does, is not going to be enough for you. It's not going to please you. So we take it back to the season, and we had Giselle basically wanting Monique to kiss her ass. So in inviting her to come onto this trip to France in the first place, and then telling her when she finally does agree to go, that, well, me and Robyn going to be doing our own thing anyway. Okay, well, if you're only going to be doing your own thing, fine. I will do my own thing in first class with my girl, Cherise, and, that we can go on and get this started, before we ever, get out of the country. Let's go on and do it while we're here in DC boarding and go on and do our own thing. But for some reason, though, that became a problem for Giselle when Monique was fine to do her own thing after, like we said, Giselle had already expressed her desire to just hang out with Robyn. Well, I'm just going to go and hang out with my girl. Okay, so, but in Giselle's mind, well, now the issue is I thought that we were going to wait and split up once we got to France, not on the plane. Like, what's the point of her sitting on this, 10-hour flight next to you when you're going to have your nose in the air and, talking to Robyn only anyway, and maybe a little bit of Ashley here and there. So I'm just over Giselle. I'm over Giselle. I've been over her for a while. I feel like she is just jealous of Monique. And tell me, if you are someone who watches my colorism videos, does this show need to be reviewed in that light? Because I cannot help but notice it's all of the lightest women who are on the right couch, Giselle and Robyn and Ashley, and then Karen, who's still light. But Karen, Monique and Candace being the two darker brown girls that these light-skinned girls all have a problem with. And I've always felt from Monique's very first appearance on the show and her first meeting with Giselle, that in my mind, I felt like Giselle had a problem with Monique. I felt like she was jealous of her because she was younger and she was pretty. And probably also because, I wonder if Giselle grew up in a world where her light skin gave her a privilege of getting a pick of better men, wealthy men, and then here's this little dark-ass girl who's got everything that I should have. And that's kind of how I always took the issue that Giselle created between herself and Monique. So do we need to explore this from a colorism lens? If not, I'll just go on and talk about it the way that I am. But let me know, because that would be interesting. So then Candace is back up and she's having to explain what's going on with her house. Well, did your mother buy your house? Are you renting your house? Like, what's the deal? And so, she explains that it's an investment property. I don't know if investment property was the way that she said it, but at any rate, her mom, I guess, pays half of the mortgage and she and Chris pay half of the mortgage. And my thing is, regardless, if she is privy enough to have access to family wealth, I think that it's something that made people uncomfortable because it's a black girl, and we don't usually see this. I think that if it were just some rich white kid, nobody would have had a second guess, would have had a second thought about it, whether it was a young man or a young woman. But we're not used to seeing that. So, Giselle is bringing her fiance in on what she has access to. It just so happens that it's the woman who has access to the money instead of the man, in this situation. But apparently it's not like Chris is just some lazy bum, like Ashley's mom's boyfriend. It's not like she just went and found some white guy in a tent. He is at least part owner, I guess, of the restaurant is the way that they're playing this up. And so he's bringing something to the table. Probably, doesn't match what Candace's family has. So she's having to explain that, and she also wanted to say that what she was trying to explain to the ladies when she was asking, I guess, for some compassion from them, was that, in addition to Chris getting upset with me because I asked him to hold my purse, he also told me, that don't think that just because you on this show, you still ain't shit, or something to that effect. And that's pretty deep. But looking at the relationship that she and Chris have, he does seem to kind of ground her, and he does seem to be the more relatable person, I think, for most people. And I feel like that might have just come from a place where she might have been getting big-headed and he's just trying to bring her back down to earth. I don't think that he meant overall like, you ain't shit, you ain't nobody, you ain't important. Just like, girl, don't let this show, leave you without a man because you acting real shitty right now. I think that it was probably more of that. And I do wish that she would have been able to kind of get into that conversation with the ladies. Maybe that might have been something that they could have, talked to her about, something that she could have opened about and been more of herself, or, more of a real person to them if they had been willing to listen to her discuss that. And I don't know if that was the moment when Ashley, when she was referring to her family's finances and what's going on with this house and everything that her mother's paying for. I think that was the moment that Ashley said that she wasn't a housewife, she was a house daughter. And Candace came back with, well, you're a house trollop. Candace was so ready for Ashley. And I feel like Ashley, I don't know how long their history has been. I know that Ashley, when she brought Candace into the story for this season, was saying that she knew her from the pageant world. And I think that they've known each other for some years. But Ashley comes across as very jealous of Candace, and I do wonder if it is because Candace's mother has money, and it is totally the opposite situation of what Ashley's got going on with her mother. Candace's mother might be smothering and even controlling, because of what she does do for her with the money. But on the other hand, she's not like Ashley's mom, or at least like Ashley's mom was at one point in the season, and expecting a handout and, I need you to do this for me. I need you to pay all my bills and give me, spending money or whatever. So I think that there is a jealousy there. And for Ashley, to come on and talk about how Candace was crowned the queen of some off-brand pageant, that's not really how friends talk. You would just say, if as a friend, I think the conversation would be, oh yeah, and she won Miss United States in 2013, not some off-brand pageant. Well, Ashley, you didn't win. Yeah, you competed, I guess it was for Miss America, but you didn't win. And so I do feel like she's jealous of Candace's title, quite possibly. But yeah, Ashley just seems like a miserable person to me now. And she didn't seem that way when she first came on. She seemed like a fun girl, but I guess because maybe she sees things drying up with her husband, I guess that she is becoming this miserable person, and fits in very well, by the way, with Giselle and Robyn because of that. Okay, then we have Monique and Robyn and the battle of the Friday night events. And Karen, now Karen, I think that this is just another one of her outright lies. She said that she was going to attend both events, and she tried to make it seem like Siri messed it up, and when she was saying yay, Siri said yes or whatever. It was just another one of Karen's lies. It was a bad lie. But Karen did have a point when she said that Robyn made it an issue. Robyn made it uncomfortable for everybody because she wanted everyone to pick sides. And, the issue in Robyn's, mind, well, I've been friends longer, so you should come to my event. Why would you go to her event? It's not even important. Robyn, your event was not important either. As I recall, Robyn was having some women's empowerment event. And I don't know a woman with 2 brain cells who would truly think that she could be empowered by Robyn. Robyn, who can't get a hold of her badass children. Robyn, who can't get her ex-husband to marry her, even though she's still living with him and he's still fucking her every now and then. Robyn, who still can't get her finances together. The last that we saw, she lost another $35,000, when they were wrapping up the finale, in this investment property. I don't want Robyn to empower me to do anything except for the opposite of everything that she does. Robyn can't empower her townhouse to get fully furnished. You know, Robyn, we don't want that kind of empowerment. So I don't blame Karen for not going to that event. And yeah, I do blame Karen for lying about it, but I don't blame her for not wanting to attend that event. I mean, and I wonder if those women who went, were they truly empowered? I doubt it, but maybe they were. If you attended that event and you're watching, let me know. And Robyn is still just as angry about this stupid meme as she was when she first brought it up to Monique. And she's also still angry about Monique making the comment, which was actually a dig at Giselle, saying that something along the lines of Giselle not wanting to be friends with anyone who she did not think was beneath her in some kind of way. She's not saying that Robyn is beneath her or is beneath the other ladies. It's she's pointing out a character flaw in Giselle by saying that Giselle needs to feel like somehow she has got something on the people that she's going to be friends with. I have to either look better than them or be able to dress better than them or have more money than them or more status than them, have, you know, better socialite friends than they do, something. Not Robyn, but Giselle has to feel like she is winning in the one-upmanship department on whoever she's going to be friends with. And Robyn, just like Karen pointed out earlier in the season, there was a comment that she made about her being the ditziest person at the table, and Robyn takes it to, well, I have a college degree. Do you? You might have a college degree, Robyn, but you don't have a lick of common sense, and you really lack understanding when people are talking about things that seem so basic. That was not a dig at you. That was a dig at Giselle, and here we are all these months later, and you're still just as upset about it as the day that you heard it come out of Monique's mouth. And she explained herself since then, and she apologized since then, but let her apologize again because stupid ass Robyn just doesn't get it. And you know, Monique said, you know, you may as well be just, you're like Giselle's lapdog. She controls the moves you make, and Robyn just doesn't see it. I don't know if Robyn watches the show, but we all see it. You know, Giselle gets you wound up to go and act a fool and do her dirty work, and then she stands back and watches you act a fool while she gets a good laugh out of it. Maybe one day Robyn will come to realize it, but Robyn is just dumb. Robyn is just dumb and beyond help, I think. If it's not Giselle who's controlling her, then it's Juan. Now, even though I think that Robyn is stupid for being upset about it because it's such a petty thing, the whole meme situation with Monique's fan page and her brother running the fan page, Monique kind of got caught up in a Karen type of lie. You know, your brother's running the page. You are aware of what's going up on that page. Rather than go through all those semantics with Robyn, just say, yeah, you know, I wish she would have just said, yeah, he posted it and it was funny to me, so I laughed, I liked it, the shit was hilarious, and just left it at that. You know, Robyn is still, like, you know, this is something that they talked about last reunion. Robyn is still upset about it, though. But I do feel like Monique got caught in a lie, you know, as far as that's concerned. And I wish that these ladies, instead of lying, because, I mean, we're not really friends here, are we? So why lie and try to spare people's feelings? Just tell them, yeah, bitch, I was laughing at you. He said that you was broke and you were pressed because you're broke, and that shit was funny to me, you know? It is what it is. Let's go to France. Karen and Ray and their debt. I'm glad that Ray was able to work out whatever it is that he's worked out. I guess a payment plan with the IRS. Very much giving me Toya and her husband T's from Married to Medicine. But anyway, glad that they were able to get that worked out. And Andy asking her specifics about it, which she said, you know, you can ask my husband when he gets out here. And I know that, like, okay, the same thing happened with Candace when Andy was asking about what percentage of the restaurant, you know, her husband owns, and Ashley chimed in to say, well, that's a fair question. And Candace said, you know, that she would leave that to her husband, I guess. I don't like how Andy kind of, in my opinion, teams up with the Mean Girls when they are chiming in to try to get more information out of these women about their husbands. His whole, well, you're on a reality show about your life. Yes, you are. I'm on a reality show. It is the Housewives of Potomac. My husband didn't sign up to disclose everything, but if he wants to, then you ask him, man to man. Andy can be a bit of a bitch sometimes, and I don't like how he deals with these women. But anyway, yeah, I'm cool with Karen saying, leave that to my husband. I guess in her mind, Karen's old school. She's staying in a wife's place, and it does look like perhaps Ray did set things up to where her finances are separate from his. So let him talk about his finances if that's what he wants to do. Don't ask me about my husband's pockets. I get where she's coming from. And Andy, just because they are on a Bravo reality show and they're disclosing things about their lives doesn't mean they have to disclose everything about their lives. Now, Andy did give Karen, I think, a good piece of advice, but I still don't know that it would have necessarily been effective when he's telling her, Karen, you've been caught up in some lies, instead of lying to these ladies, why don't you just put everything all out there, and then that way that's going to shut them up. It's not, though, Andy. That's the thing. And I kind of felt like that, too. But I'm fine with Karen lying or just saying nothing. I wish that Karen would just learn to say, it's none of your goddamn business. That's the answer to all this. But she doesn't have to disclose everything, because even in disclosing everything, they're still going to find a way to use things against her. They are not concerned about her well-being. They don't want to know the truth so that they can figure out how to help her. I'm so sick of them using that as an excuse, like Giselle telling her, well, I don't know how to be a friend to Karen because I don't know what's going on. And that's what they were all saying all season. Well, how can we really help her if we don't really know the situation because she's lying about it? Okay, well, what y'all did know was that, her husband is having some tax issues. He owes the IRS a lot of money. Ashley, you don't have any money of your own. The money that you have is Michael's money. So unless Michael was willing to put over a few million to pay their tax bill, it wasn't going to happen. Giselle, I don't know what you have going on over there, but apparently the way that you really needed to marry Sherman and were so ready to move in with him with your 3 daughters, I don't feel like you have the money to get it done either. Robyn, we know that you're broke as fuck. So you didn't have $3 or $4 million to fork over to them either. That was the help that she needed. Honestly, we knew that there was a tax issue. That's what y'all said y'all all read in the Washington Post. Did you have any money to help her out? Hell's the fuck no. Robyn, you can't even move out of your townhouse. You live just like the people who watch the show. So y'all go somewhere with that. We didn't know how to help. Another thing that you all also knew was that her parents were dying during this season. So why not just ease the fuck up? Cut her some fucking slack. Treat her like a human being. Treat her with some compassion. People will tell me, I'm not having a good day. I'm feeling down. I can call and say, do you need someone to talk to? Do you need a listening ear? There are ways to be there for people without knowing every single thing that's going on in their lives, and if you call yourself a friend, you know how to do that. So these ladies, they can cut that bullshit out about needing to know exactly what was going on with Karen so that they can know how to be her friend. Fuck that. And the whole not for lazy's mom thing, just another excuse for Giselle and Robyn to be bitches. So what are you saying? If we don't rub essential oils on our kids, we're lazy? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Hey, and Andy, well, have you ladies been to the website? No, I haven't. Okay, well then why don't you go the fuck to the website to see what it is instead of just getting all mad and getting your man panties in a bunch, Robyn. Go to the website and see for yourself. Educate yourself. Since you're so fucking educated and you love to talk about your college degree with your dumb ass, go see what's on her website before you get upset and get offended about the kind of mom you are. Idiot. I really hope that this reunion is the last that we hear about any more talk about Chris's brown dick. I'm over it. Best read of the night, in my opinion, goes to Candace for telling Ashley to go to bed. You must be weary. She is just so cute with her pageant patty talk, and I'm here for her pageant patty talk. Ashley, she has a title as a pageant patty. What do you have? Please forgive me if you hear snoring in the background. I am filming in the office and my 2 dogs are here and I have their dog beds next to me. They're taking a big nap. But thank you for sticking with me for this review. My condolences to Karen. I just could not imagine going through the death of 2 parents in less than a year and putting up with these stupid ass bitches. I am so sick of Robyn and Giselle and Ashley. Not that I want them to leave the show or anything. You know, we have to have drama, and I get that. I'm glad that Charisse is gone and that she's not a champagne flute holder anymore, but I did see that we're going to have to see her ass on part 2 of this reunion. What's up with Michael in part 2 of the reunion? He looks like he's crying and drunk. What the fuck is going on with him? Is he crying because of whatever Karen and Ray exposed about him? He looks like shit. So anyway, let me know what you thought about the reunion. If I left out something important, if you agree or disagree with my opinions, let's just have a nice little chat down there in the comments and tell me what you think is going to happen next week. See you guys on next week, reunion part 2, and then probably next year after that, because I don't plan on reviewing the show. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.